Hey, here doing an actual review of boots that I purchased. I've had these boots for, oh, 6 or 7 months now. I've got several hundred miles in them, and the boots themselves broke in nicely. They're nice and broken in, but there's one big thing that I don't like about this, and that is the insole. It's not proper. It really isn't. These are great boots. I mean, I've got at least 400 miles on these damn things. When I do my night walks and all that stuff, I'm doing 30, 40 miles a night, and it sole is still going strong. Little wear pattern, but I mean, they last forever. But I just don't like the insole. I don't like the footbed area. Most boots, you have that the edge comes in and under, and that's where you have this form around the outer edge. It cups your foot too much, and instead of having your foot flat in there, you have the outer edges pushed up. The heel cup, your heel should be in this area here, but your heel is actually up in this area, so you have this portion that presses in right above your heel. And to be more specific, let's see. Switch over to this one here. Bring this up larger. Yeah. So what we're talking here is, let's do a slightly smaller spot. And go to red. Red's a good color for us. So instead of your foot coming in and your heel coming back, your heel is much higher than it should be. Your foot actually comes in and your heel hits here, and then you have all this pressure right on the back of your heel, because the heel cup, I'm going to take out one of these. Look at that. You have this thick, huge, if I squish this down, that's 3/4 of an inch. That's 3/4 of an inch. And you have this large center lump. It's not even here. You have arch support here. That's great. But then you have this weird massive lump in the middle. I don't know how well you guys can see that. That is a big lump. See that lump? I don't know what that is, but it's highly uncomfortable. The outside edges of your feet, these edges push up. You feel inside the boot without the insole in there, and you have a good finger and a half wide lip all the way around the outside edge, and then on the inside of it, it's too much. It's way too much. It's crazy. So let's see. Do they have? No, they don't. I was hoping they'd have it, but it's really awkward. I love the boots, but you take the boot here, and your foot should be bottom here, and your metatarsal, or not your metatarsal, but your Achilles tendon should be right here. But it's not. Your Achilles tendon is actually up here more, and your heel is right here instead of right here where it should be. Your heel should be here in the heel cup. This is a heel cup. This should cradle your heel, but it doesn't. You're way too high in the boot, and it's because of their proprietary heel crap that they have here. For starters, this should have the outline inside, like the inside of your boot, where that heel is, or where that lip is. I mean, you could see the lip right here. You could see that lip. It makes no sense. There's a massive lip in there, and it goes all the way to the toe. You have a huge portion of this leather folded under. But they don't cork these to where the overlap is. You've seen the boot manufacturing videos or the resoling videos where they fold the leather over and tack it onto the little foot deal and shave it down flat and then put that cork in there. They don't have cork in these. There's nothing. So that you have that outer lip of leather coming down, and then there's a hollow spot in the middle. To counter that, they should have had a thicker center piece on the toe section, so your feet aren't folding, up on the edges, making it uncomfortable walk. I mean, you can even see on here there is a slight discoloration around the outer edge where it caves in, and there's more pressure on that singular point. I've been wearing these things for a long time now, and I mean they last a long time. I mean, I've barely even wore off any of the coloration here, but I mean, I'm wearing down the sole just enough. They're comfortable, but you need to change out the insoles. I mean, this outside edge crap, it's too much. I mean, you have the full heel cup, but there's too much meat on this. This is when flattened. Yeah. Let's see, we got we're 5/8. We're 5/8 thick when flattened. I mean, that is thick, and it doesn't need to be that thick. It really doesn't. I mean, we've got 5/16 thick at the toe. That's too much. That's too much. I mean, you should have a section in the middle that hoists you up. If you're not going to cork a boot or a shoe, if you're not going to cork it, at least fill in where the foot will rest, so that you don't have that cave in all the way around the outer edge. Don't put too. Yeah, we get it. We understand that the heel comes down and you have that cushioning, but there's too much cushion to properly fit this boot. That's one of the reasons why I don't use the upper portions here, because once you tie this upper portion, it cuts off the top of your shoe. You have immense pressure across the metatarsal because you can't adequately, grab around the ankle. There's no ankle pressure when you tie these boots properly. You have all metatarsal, and that's painful, especially when you're working, doing any kind of moving around. The heel cup makes these boots sitting boots, where you go to a construction site or something and you sit. It makes no sense. It really does. But I mean, they're great boots. The price is great. It's it's the wide ranges. I mean, the width, perfect. When you go, 10M, 10W, it's you have a great fit. You really do. But it all depends on the heel and the sole. Those two are your biggest downfalls. It's sad because it's a great boot, but it's uncomfortable. You get the boots, take these, throw them in the trash, burn them, put them on your roof, whatever. Get rid of these and get yourself some real insoles, because they're just not it. They're just not it. The boot is almost perfect. We're talking maybe 8 out of 10. Work-wise, comfort-wise, everything. I mean, you have a lot of built-up lugs. I mean, this is a great boot, but it's that's insides. The insides is what screws it over. But I mean, I deal with boots and shoes. I've got boots and shoes everywhere. But these boots, they are pretty much my favorite boot. But after miles and miles and miles on the shoes or boots, I figured, wearing them, I'd break them in. The only thing that's broken in is the outside of it. I mean, it flexes now, but the insoles don't break in. You know, when you wear them and your insoles and your foot just kind of mashes in, and then it fits. These insoles are way too hard, way too springy to actually, get broken in. I mean, they would be great if the heel cup wasn't so tall, and if they had a portion made to fit that inset. I mean, what is that called? Shoe repair. What is that called? I know there's going to be a picture of it somewhere on here. Because, I mean, it's part of shoe repair. Let's see. Some cork. Yeah, here we go. Here's a nice picture. Okay, so this portion where you have the overlay of leather, this portion should have been filled with cork in the Ridgecut boots, but it's not. It's just a hollow cavity. The inside of the boot just kind of drops down, and then it goes to the actual outsole, and it's hard. It's hard to walk when you can feel that all the way around your foot. Here's another image. I mean, look at how deep that is. If they were to, cork it or just put a piece of rubber there, even if it's, just enough leather to fill that level of a gap, that would be it would increase the boots tenfold. It's ridiculous that they didn't, especially for a work boot, and for a work boot that lasts as long as it does. I mean, it really does bother me that you're spending $65 on a pair of boots that last so long, but they're so uncomfortable. I mean, I've given them the benefit of the doubt. I've walked with them. I've worked with them. I wore them when I was doing some welding and whatnot, and it's a kick in the teeth. It really is. I mean, look at this. All this cork that you see here, all that cork, remove it. That's what these boots are made like. You have a big outside ring of leather that's been folded over, and there's nothing between you and the sole except for that ring of leather. So you can feel it all the way around through your pinky toe, the whole side of your outside of your foot, through the tips of your toes, through the inside of your foot. I mean, that's what causes bunions and corns and stuff. That's what causes that. I mean, that is the boots. The boots really do cause that, because you have that pressure that's just constantly rubbing as you walk, constantly rubbing on the tips of your toes, so you get blisters on your toes, you get blisters on your heel. The whole outside edge of this boot and this heel cup right here is a complete hot spot all the way around. The boots, 8 out of 10, because the functionality, the weight, the flex, the protective toe. I mean, these are soft toes, but that it's hard enough to where if you drop like a box on it, it's not going to hurt as much. But if you drop like a big old sheet of steel, yeah, it's going to hurt. But comfort wise, you're talking 3 to 4, so 3.5 out of 10 for comfort. If you really need boots and this is the style you want, get this, but get other insoles and just try different insoles for it, because the insoles that are in it are trash. But yeah, that's the Ridgecut 6-inch soft toe work boots, Tractor Supply. So see you guys later.